Hello everyone, welcome back to the Daily Gold YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. This video is being recorded on the early evening of Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. And in this video, I'm going to go over 5 charts in the gold market that are very close to an important breakout. But first, as you can see, I have pink attire on, and this is for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is October, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. My family has been impacted by breast cancer, so I just want to give a shout out to all the people that have been impacted by breast cancer, all the women out there, and I guess less than 1% of men do have breast cancer, so I don't want to forget about a few men, giving them a shout out as well. But anyway, get your screening and support all the people who are dealing with breast cancer. Okay, let me get to the video. Okay, so the first chart is the inflation adjusted gold price. Now here in this chart, I have the gold stocks here at the bottom. I have the inflation adjusted gold price here. This is data I've been using from macro trends, and I like it because it goes back 100 years. However, if you just look at gold divided by the CPI in this data series, this chart here is not quite as strong as this one. As you can see, this one is already broken out. This one might be very close to a new all-time high. This one did break this down trend line. So based on this is the highest since 2011, but still a little bit below some of these months. So this is not as strong as this. But either way, we are really on breakout alert as far as the potential for an accelerated move in gold. Like if gold were to move to 3,000 sooner rather than later, we would see clear breakouts in these charts above the 1980 high. And as I've said in past videos, the inflation adjusted gold price is a good fundamental indicator for gold stocks. And so we can look at this over time and see how the patterns are not that dissimilar here from the pattern in the Barron's Gold Mining Index. So number one, that's the inflation adjusted gold price. Okay, so sticking with the miners, in this chart, we have the miners divided by gold. There's all this talk, the miners, why aren't they performing? Why aren't they doing better? Well, that aside, keep an eye on these ratios. So here we have GDX divided by gold. Here we have GDXJ divided by gold. And we can see here, like GDX has tried to break out a couple times. Now it's pulled back here, the ratio that is, holding above the 200-day. So it's kind of been in this range right here. It would be nice at some point to see it move like that and make a breakout. Same thing with GDXJ against gold. Has been unable to break this resistance, so it's come back last couple of days, bounced at the 200-day. Same thing for GDX divided by gold. So a breakout is not imminent here, but it's something that we have to keep an eye on. Okay, so next we're looking at the miners against the stock market. And this is similar to the last chart. Here we have GDX divided by the S&P 500. Down here, GDXJ divided by the S&P 500. And here we can see clear resistance here. You could potentially call this a false breakout, GDX divided by the stock market. Same thing here for GDXJ divided by the stock market. But that doesn't mean that we are into a new bearish situation and that this thing will fall off and go like this. I don't see that happening. I still think at some point over the months ahead, we are probably going to see a breakout move like that. But again, similar to the last chart, it's not imminent. So we have to keep an eye on it though, because again, you look when we see clear breakouts in these ratios and these as well, then we know that gold stocks, miners and juniors, that they're in position to make a more accelerated move, maybe an impulsive advance, because we haven't really seen that yet. Okay, so that's 3 charts down, 2 to go. And this is just simply, this is GDX. I put this down here. This is GDX divided by gold. But we can see here, as I showed in the last chart, miners are kind of struggling against gold. So GDX went above this resistance here. Now it's pulling back. So it's trying to break 40 on a weekly basis. It may have done it once, but it's possible this could consolidate for a little while before making another attempt, or maybe it happens in the next week or two. But the thing to keep in mind here is if you look at the monthly chart and you look at the quarterly charts, they've already broken out. So clear breakouts on the long-term chart. So that tells us that the weekly here and the daily, that those at some point will follow, because breakouts on the quarterly and monthly, those are more significant. So that's telling us what's going to happen eventually. Doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month, but it is headed for a breakout. Now, finally, I couldn't go without showing gold against the 60/40 portfolio. So here's gold here, and this is gold divided by the 60/40 portfolio. And here we are right here, getting close to a breakout, although we look at the last week or two, stock market's rallying, gold's kind of softening. So this may pull back a little bit more. It hasn't broke above this yet. And we need to see a clear move like that. And it just hasn't happened yet. And people, this is the answer to so many questions about, why aren't miners outperforming? Why isn't silver outperforming? Why are juniors not moving? Et cetera, et cetera. Look, it all comes back to this chart, because this is telling us that money continues to go in to conventional financial assets. And in most cases now, that's the stock market. The stock market, the secular bull is intact. It continues to trend higher. As a gold bug, it pains me to say that. But as long as that continues, that is going to prevent this from making a breakout, unless, perhaps we're in a soft landing, but that transitions to like real stagflation. Then in that scenario, we will get a big breakout move. So that's potentially something to keep an eye on for next year. I'm thinking to myself, what are the charts that could give us a hint of stagflation? And I remember Professor Vinny saying, Vince Lancy, that it's this chart. This is the chart. Like if we get a big move like that, that's telling us stagflation is coming, or it's here. So this is the stagflation indicator. And again, if you're telling me we're not going to have a recession in the next 9 months, then stagflation is what gold needs to break out against the 60/40 portfolio. So that's all for this video. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Thank you for watching it all until the end. And I'll talk to you guys again on Friday for the weekly recap. Thank you.